What's the difference between the discussion and the conclusion chapter? What goes in them? And isn't the conclusion just a summary of the discussion? Keep watching because I'm going to answer all these questions. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Yardley and I've spent the last 20 years helping master's degree and PhD students absolutely crush it with their dissertations. Every year I see students completely run out of steam as they get towards the end of their thesis. They're frustrated because they're confused about what goes in each chapter, and to be perfectly honest, they've just had enough by this point. They just want to finish this damn thing. It's really important to get the closing sections of your thesis right, because these are the final sections that your examiner's going to read. So you need to finish strong and leave them with a really great impression. And by the end of this video, you'll be a bit clearer on how to do that. Before we dive in, if you're watching this video, it's quite likely you're writing a dissertation. And if so, you'll find my step-by-step PhD survival guides really helpful. I've written them based on everything I've learned in the last 2 decades of supporting master's degree and PhD students, so they are incredibly comprehensive. I've got one that is specifically about the discussion and conclusion chapters, so I'll pop the link on the screen and in the description. If you're interested, check them out. Anyway, back to the video. So on the whole, what is the difference between the discussion and conclusion chapter? The discussion chapter is where you answer the so what question. Now you've completed your own study, what are its implications? Where does your study sit within the broader literature? What contribution does it make? And what are the caveats to this? The conclusion chapter is where you zoom out and look at the bigger picture. You identify the key learning points from your research and think about what will follow on from it. Let's now take a more detailed look at each of these chapters. So, the discussion chapter. In the discussion chapter, you explore the significance of your findings and their broader implications. This section is not just another reiteration of your findings. Instead, it's an opportunity to interpret and contextualize your data. Addressing the so what question is absolutely crucial here. It prompts you to reflect on the practical, the theoretical, and the methodological implications of your study. Consider how your research contributes to the existing body of knowledge and think about where it fits within the broader academic discourse. Analyse any unexpected or contradictory results and think about how that might have an impact on the understanding of the topic. The discussion chapter is also the place to highlight any limitations of your study and acknowledge any potential biases or constraints. This transparency adds depth to your research. And it also demonstrates a thoughtful approach to the complexities of your topic. By acknowledging the limitations, you offer a much more nuanced interpretation of your findings. And you provide future researchers with things to think about when they're designing studies in this area. Now I'm going to show you a basic structure of a discussion chapter, but remember, always check the specifics with your own college or university. So this is just a guide, okay? So firstly, a recap. So you recap what you set out to achieve in your research and you provide a high-level condensed summary of what you found. Next up is a chapter map. So you provide an overview of the structure and the contents of the discussion chapter. After this comes the main body, and this is the part where you explore the implications of your study and you present it in sections based on key themes from your research. Next up come the limitations. So here you're considering the constraints and boundaries of your study. Lastly, lessons for future research. So we're beginning to zoom out here. We're identifying the key learning points from your research and how they might help other researchers. So that's your discussion. Let's take a look at the conclusion. The conclusion chapter serves as a final reflection on your entire research journey. Here you zoom out to consider the overarching lessons and the key takeaways from your study. You identify the core findings and distill them into key learning points. You discuss how your findings contribute to an understanding of the topic that you've explored, and you also consider how they support or challenge existing theories. You emphasise the practical implications of your research, and you suggest potential applications in real-world scenarios. In the conclusion, you also consider potential avenues for future research. What questions remain unanswered? Are there unresolved issues or areas that demand further exploration? By outlining these future directions, you contribute to the ongoing scholarly conversation about your topic. You also guide future researchers in extending and building upon the work that you've done. In a moment, I'm going to show you an outline structure of a conclusion chapter, but again, always check with your own college or university just to see if there is any way that they want you to present it that is quite different from what I'm showing you. Okay, so first up, aims and objectives. You need to concisely restate what they are. Keep this really brief, just bring the examiner's attention back to the core focus of your research. Next up, look at the implications of your findings. So don't rehash your findings because the examiner already knows what they are at this point. Instead, you want to focus on what they mean rather than what they are. So what do they imply for your discipline, your topic, the people or organisations who are affected by the issues you've explored? Next up, beneficiaries and application. So how could the people or organisations who could benefit from your research actually apply those things to their lives and operations? What specifically could your research help them with? And lastly, implications for future research. Now here, you're thinking more broadly than you did at the end of the discussion chapter. What might future research in this area enable? Not specifically what other researchers should do, but what might happen as a result of this future research. Changes in policy, perspectives, practices, better insights into the experiences of a group of people or the operations of an organisation. So to recap, the discussion chapter focuses on the immediate implications of your study and its place in the existing literature. The conclusion chapter, on the other hand, takes a step back. It provides a comprehensive overview of the key findings and their broader significance. Together, these sections ensure that your research not only answers specific questions, but makes a meaningful contribution to the broader academic landscape. I hope you found this helpful. Be sure to check out my PhD survival guides, and I'll be back soon with more tips and advice on navigating the messy and the magical of the PhD journey. I'll see you then.